Hey, look, it's great to have Dutchy Matt Neiman on the Testify.
Yeah.
And just an opportunity. I mean, you shared 10 minutes. It's tiny.
Yeah, fraction.
Fraction. But this is just an opportunity just to hear a little bit more just of the Lord's good work, you know?
Yeah.
And probably, I mean, this is my words, but probably just seeing his consistent nudge along your walk, you know?
Yeah.
Not necessarily a full on.
Yeah, totally.
Probably not a good picture of that.
And
but just a nice consistent nudge, just pushing you in the right direction, I think. But Matt, your original name, your Dutch name?
my Dutch name, it's not really Dutch, actually.
Oh.
I always said to my mum, why did I get just a total English name? Like, my name is Matthew Stewart George.
Are you kidding me?
Matthew Stewart George Neiman, all right?
Matthew
Stewart
George
Neiman, all right? And it's spelled N-E-I-J. Now, everybody says Neiman, and it really...
I did for a long time.
Yeah. But when you look at my dad's name, was Bernardinus Wilhelmus, which is
Oh my gosh.
typical Dutch, right?
Okay.
So his short was Ben. Yeah, Bernardinus Ben. So, and that got carried on his dad, and then his dad, and yeah, pretty. So my brother was Andreas Bernardinus, right?
Neiman.
And then I popped out, and I got Matthew Stewart George. And I said to my mum, what's for that? But I got named after my mum's dad, who was, his short version was Thijs, which was from Matthias.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
And what's your mum's name?
my mum's name, Hendrika Wilhelmina. So Hendrika. So
That's quite Dutch, isn't it?
yeah. So for short, it's Ricky. Hendrika. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But Wilhelmina. So Wilhelmina is a very popular name back in the olden days for girls, because one of our queens was Queen Wilhelmina.
Queen of the Netherlands.
Yeah, Queen of the Netherlands. Yeah. So.
Now, off topic, a bit distracted. Netherlands. Always been Netherlands? Deutschland or...
No. A lot of people get this wrong. Deutschland is Germany.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Deutschland is right next to the Netherlands. From about 6 months ago, the government over in the Netherlands don't want to call it Holland anymore. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Holland.
Yeah, so it's Holland. Everybody knows it's Holland.
Yeah.
Right? But what it is, you got South Holland and North Holland, two provinces, okay? And for some reason, in the last 6 months, the Dutch government, the do-gooders have come along and said, no, the two provinces we can't call Holland. But, as long as we've played World Cup soccer and everything.
It's been Holland.
Holland, yeah. So it's Netherlands, the Netherlands, yeah.
Okay, so that Netherlands is the country.
Country, yeah.
You got North Holland.
Yeah, and South
Holland,
yeah.
And then what's in the middle?
Well, there's several provinces. You got North Holland, South Holland, and then you got where I'm from near the German border, a province called Gelderland.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So you were born there?
I was born there. I was born in 1968.
Brought up there?
Brought up there. Came out when I was 12, just on
To Australia?
Yeah, didn't speak the language.
Didn't speak English at all?
No, didn't speak English at all.
So 12 years, brought up in Netherlands?
Yep.
Orange and white? Is it orange?
Orange, yeah.
Orange?
Yeah.
That's your colour?
Yeah, that's
Your
it. That's
life?
the royal colour. Yeah.
Yeah. So school there
School
up until
there,
then?
yeah.
Mum and dad, family?
Yeah, a whole lot.
What made you come here?
Well, in the 50s, there was a lot of immigration. After the war and in the 50s and all that sort of stuff. A lot of Europeans, but my dad's side of the family moved to Australia, and then my mum's side of the family moved to Australia, and then mum and dad met in Australia.
Oh,
Right.
right.
My brother was born here. my older brother. He's nearly 9 years older. He was born here in Sydney in the Blacktown
What
Hospital.
the heck?
But my mum's brother below her was a victim of a hit and run, which was my dad's best mate.
Oh, wow.
And then my grandmother, my opa and oma from obviously mum's side, my oma was really upset and did want to stay. She lost her son. And then they went back to Holland. Okay.
Wow. With your brother?
No, so that was them. My mum and dad were still here. So they moved back in 1960. And then in 63, my brother was 3. They moved back to Holland.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And then 5 years
That's
later...
a big deal.
And 5 years later, I came along.
Wow.
And then...
We shall call you Matthew Stewart.
George. Because mum always said, she knew one day they'll probably come back to Australia. And then second time around, we come around and my parents didn't have a best of luck second time around. Dad had an accident probably when he was 55 at work and smashed his knee up and all that sort of stuff. So you got to pay it.
Back here?
Here, down in Sydney, yeah.
Wow.
And then my dad didn't want to retire here. He wasn't happy. Yeah, so...
The funny, like, moving from New Zealand to Australia and back to New Zealand again, and then back to Australia again, like people do that.
Yeah.
That's no big deal. Like, it's 3 hours away.
Yeah.
You don't need anything special.
Yeah.
To go from Netherlands to Sydney, stay there for a while.
Yeah, and go back.
Have a kid 3 years old.
Yeah.
Go back for 12 years.
Yeah.
Well, a bit longer. 14. Wow, that's a lot. That's just massive.
Yeah.
Because you have to re-establish each time, right?
Yeah. Because Dad had an opportunity because he worked for Philips and he was a quality assurance guy and he worked his way up. And he had an opportunity to go to South Africa.
Wow.
Was it South Africa or Australia?
Wow.
Because he was offered a job in South Africa with Philips.
Okay.
But they decided, they weren't really too keen on what was happening over there.
So brought up in, for 12 years, Netherlands. Okay. Catholic, Protestant, church, God, anything?
Well, my mum's side of the family was Catholic.
Okay.
Dad's side of the family was Protestant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mum's side, her mum and dad or my grandparents used to go to church, typical Sunday mass and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. They got burned really badly.
Okay.
Big time. They were all very stringent. They always gave, and all that sort of stuff. Giving every week and all that sort of stuff. And then mum's never said what happened, but they got burned and sort of my grandparents lost a bit of faith in the whole Catholic Church and stopped going to church. So never been brought up as a person that went to church.
What about awareness or conscious of God? Like, what was that to you? The whole God thing.
I always believed,
that you were created.
Yeah.
Creation?
Yeah. So I always believed that there was a God there. But because my parents didn't go to church enough like that. But my mum always said, there is something there,
Right.
And she says, when you get older and, if you want to go to church, whatever, it's all good. So never really brought up as anything Christian or nothing like that. But I remember going to the school that I went to. It was a public/private school, but it was like run as a Catholic sort of school. And I remember...
This in Holland?
Yeah, in Holland. And I remember going and it was like communion sort of thing, And there was like 3 or 4 of us because we weren't from any sort of domination. All the kids went up and got their little, and we weren't allowed up. So we stood there like,
Well, all the kids except how many?
About 4 of us.
You weren't allowed up?
Yep, we weren't allowed up.
Because you weren't baptised in the Catholic Church or something?
I don't know what it was.
Oh.
And
Probably.
And being 8 years old, not understanding the whole thing, so I went home and I said, what did we do wrong? And Mum was really, really quite angry, and she actually the next day I went to school and said, "Hey, why are you why not give these young kids just a what? Does it really matter?"
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
Good on her.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. So in relation to never really Bibles and all that sort of stuff. No. But yeah, it's.
So you moved to Australia.
Yep.
Don't know English.
Yeah, that was very hard. I'll tell you, for the first 6 to 9 months, man, I hated Australia. I really did.
12 years old.
12 years old, didn't speak the language, got picked on a daily basis. I mean, picked on, it was tough. It was tough.
So you walked? Did you walk to school? So
I walked to school. Yeah.
So you walked to school.
Yep.
Sit by yourself.
The funny thing was, there was all the new migrant kids, which weren't that many. When we first moved to Australia, we were in a place called Westbridge Immigration Hostel, which is now Westbridge Detention Centre in Villawood, Sydney. Okay. So that's where you got put, new arrivals and all that. And it was cheap rent and all sorts of stuff. We were only there for about 4 weeks. And then I went to the school, Villawood Primary South. The school was full of migrant kids. It was unbelievable. Yeah, there's all these different pockets.
So they're all picking on each other, but they're all migrant.
It was that was all right. Because everyone was new and everyone was trying to learn English and all. But then we moved back to Blacktown because Blacktown was. That's where my parents originally lived first time around. Yeah. So I went there, went to Blacktown South and all that sort of stuff, and that's where I learned how to fight. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I got the cane. Probably most weeks 3 times.
For punching on.
For defending myself. Yeah.
Defending yourself. Okay.
Yeah. I never picked a fight. Never did. Yeah, I wasn't a fighter. Was never a fighter. But when you get picked on, wide wog, but they just push you, shove you, and absolutely made life hell. And there were days where I would go to the end of the oval, and I'll be in tears because no one wanted to be your friend because you're an outcast. Because you didn't speak the language, and I was only I got to know. He's moved back to Spain. Was a guy by the name of Richard Fontana. He was Spanish, and we became friends and a couple of others and all that sort of stuff. But on a daily basis, you're always defending yourself and very, don't want to put it bluntly, very racist. They talk about today being racist. Back then it was really.
But you were the. You were the one that was being picked on because you were Dutch.
Yeah.
You couldn't speak English.
Yeah, I went back to... I was in 6th grade when I came here, right? On the verge of just about to go to high school. And because schooling is different over there, July is the big break up, So I went back to 5th grade for 6 months.
Wow.
Right? Went down and...
you would have been a monster.
No, I wasn't. Mate, when I moved here, I was just an average size kid. I wasn't big.
Okay.
All right. I was just average. But I went to these classes and I remember I still close my eyes. I could still see these books that were like year 2, year 3 books, and and the big words like this and that's it.
Big.
Yeah.
Red.
Yes. Yeah.
Dog.
That's it. Yeah. And that's what you were learning. Like, we got taken out of class so we could learn. And I'd take my hat off to the school for doing that, Yeah. But so it was, So that was quite intense. And then, I went to high school. And when I went to high school, it really stepped up.
Wow.
It really, because then I went to Mitchell High, which was the second worst high school.
What did your parents, did you...
I didn't. Because
you didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything except for one day I was sitting around the dining table and I went to grab something. We were having dinner, My brother was still living at home at that stage. He was 20 when he moved over, 21. And I went to grab something and I had the marks on my hand. My dad goes, "What's that?"
Did you speak English at home?
Mum and Dad would, just to
help.
Okay,
yeah.
but sort of it was half, yeah.
yeah.
And Dad had a pretty strong Dutch accent.
Yeah.
And also, and you know, he goes, "What's that?" I said, "Oh, nothing." No. And he goes, "What's going on?" I said, "No, it's all good. I've got a bit of trouble." What sort of trouble? I said, "Oh, you know, I got picked on, and you know, I had 3 kids, pushing and shoving and punching me." And I said, "I defended myself, you know, and chased one down and all sort of stuff." "And you got in trouble for that?" "Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it." No. So the next day he took a sickie, and he came to school
With you.
with
Was
me.
he a big man?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
No, but he was he's always been into physical labour, you know, like and all sorts
So
of
it's fit and
So-
strong.
He was fit and strong, had quite big arms and all.
Yeah.
And he's gone to the principal's office, and he said, the lady said, "Oh, you can have an appointment." "I don't need an appointment. I want to see him now." So anyway, went in, and he said, the principal sat us down, and my dad starts talking. He was nice and all that sort of stuff, and he says, "Oh, you know, why is my son getting punished for defending himself?" "Oh, your son is a troublemaker." And he goes, "Well, not from what I hear. You tend to only listen to, you know, the other side. You're not tending to listen to my son because he struggles to, you know, speak the language." He said, "That's a bit unfair." He said, "I don't appreciate him."
Yeah.
And he says, let me tell you now, anyone that smacks my kid, it's me, not you. So if I've got to come back next time," he says, "I'll smack you."
He said that to the principal.
He said that to the principal.
What's the principal going to say? What did he say? Oh.
No, well, he was sort of taken back and, "Oh, Mr. Name, there's no need to be like that." And he goes, "No." He says, "Look, if my son's done something really wrong,
Tell me. And
tell
I'll sort
me,
of
and
know,
I'll
yeah.
sort it out." But he says he's defending himself. "What have you done anything?" "Oh, well, you know, we will include them as well."
What? They didn't. The other
No,
guy.
no,
Oh, wow. There you go.
yeah.
Did it? So what happened after that?
It's sort of, I think it sort of reduced a bit.
Yeah, great.
And then, but high school was really difficult
Yeah.
because then all these different public schools come in, and but I was just an average kid. But in year 9, I sort of, end of year 8, year 9, I sort of shot up and became taller. But I started going to the Police Boys Club, which is now the PCYC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, started pushing weights, and I started boxing. We used to have this these 3 guys. They were called the Hair Bear Bunch. You know, duffel coat. You know, the old duffel coats, and they had long hair, curly hair, perms. I mean, yeah,
Wow.
this is in the 80s. You know, that's when I still had hair. but there was a guy by the name of Lee Moistures was his name. He was a bit of a leader. You know, he had these little cronies around him and all that sort of stuff. And same thing, always picking. And in year 7 and 8, he smacked me a couple of times. Yeah, got a bleeding nose and all sort of stuff. And then coming year 9, you know, all still carrying on and all sort of stuff. And then one day he just pushed it a little bit too far. And because I've been boxing and all that sort of stuff, and he tried to trip me from behind and push me, and I just turned around and I just
Laid him.
laid him out. He hit the deck, and then from then, I got in trouble. But from then, they used to call me Dutch Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they used to say, "Man, don't push him because he'll go off." And I got left alone. You know?
Yeah.
But it's
Sad.
It's sad. It's sad. And I hate it for a long time.
Yeah.
And you know, and then obviously left school, did an apprenticeship with my uncle as a painter.
Yeah.
Down in Canberra, and then finished that. Moved back home because I was living with them.
Moved back to Sydney.
And moved back to Sydney. You know, painters galore. So I did another apprenticeship as a fitter machinist.
Wow.
And then and then this life sort of went on, and it's just at that stage still no involvement with church or nothing like that. So
No God stuff.
no God stuff, no.
Just living life.
Living
As
life,
best you know.
yeah.
So you're in the. When did you move up to the Goldie then?
2002, when I was still married to my first wife.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2002, Sydney was getting. I didn't like Sydney anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I was getting too busy and just didn't like. I didn't want to bring my kids up there, you know. And I've been up here for my honeymoon, first marriage, and I loved it up here. I thought,
Yeah.
this is
Oh.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place, you know.
Mate.
So we moved up in 2002. You know, the youngest one was 2 years old.
Okay.
She was born in 1993.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Justin was obviously older, 4 years older. And then worked for myself, up till about 2008. And then we had the GFC.
Oh,
and I applied in New South Wales to join the police.
yeah.
Obviously didn't get in. And then I thought, I still want to join the police, and I joined the police up here.
Wow. Queensland Police Force.
Queensland Police Force. Didn't have to be a naturalised Australian, permanent resident only. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So the boxing came in handy.
Boxing came in very handy.
Sorry, well, that's not a joke, but
No.
I mean, it's a real physical.
It's a physical
job.
job. And the station I ended up at the end, and it's one of the reasons I left also, was the service paradise.
Oh. So that's just Thursday night, Friday night,
Well, yeah. So,
Sunday night.
and it was a specialised station. We didn't have many traffic accidents because it's just
Yeah.
the precinct is very small.
Yeah.
So we we specialised in drug, alcohol, violence, people jumping from tall buildings.
Yeah.
That's what we had to deal with on a weekly basis.
A lot of tourists, short interstaters,
Yeah,
holiday makers looking for a good time.
yeah.
Do some deals while they're here.
That's it. Yeah. When
Hit the
when I
gas.
when
Make
I
some good coin.
point, yeah. But when I started off there, we had a really good boss. He was an inspector. It was the only station in Queensland that had an inspector as a boss, right?
Wow.
Because it was specialised. Great boss. But you were in teams of 14, all right? So there were 3 main teams. I was in team 4, and then you had sub-teams, which were 3 sub-teams of 10. So
Wow.
the station had 120 people.
Wow.
Not all on the same time,
No,
including
sure.
administration staff and all that
Sure.
sort of stuff. So when we kicked off there, if you had 7-day shifts, 6 to 2,
6 at night.
6 in the morning,
Oh, so till 2 in the afternoon.
2 in the afternoon, and then you had 7 afternoon shifts, 2 till 10, and then 10 till 6 in the morning. And in between that, you were lucky enough to get maybe a day.
Wow.
All right. But the good thing is, after the nights, you had 6 days off.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Wow.
But when you were in the afternoon shift, on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, we used to do overtime for 5 hours from 10 till 3. All right. And so the team stayed and backed up
Yeah,
the
okay.
team that took over from you.
Yeah.
So it was called DSP, which was the Drink Safe Precinct.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but, unfortunately, wearing the blue uniform,
Yeah.
people didn't like you.
Still no God stuff on the scene?
No. I sort of became a Christian about a year before I finished up.
Oh, so you're talking 2018?
2000 and
17.
no, 2015,
Oh, okay.
14,
Okay.
15. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been out of the job 6 years now.
So 7 years on the force,
7, yeah, 7.
just full on.
Became an angry person.
Yeah.
Yeah, very angry. Yeah, because there was a stage where in a period of 9 months, I had 3 communicable diseases tests done. So I was bitten,
Wow.
the finger down to the bone. Yeah, so obviously, seriously.
Ah,
I was spat in the eye,
wow.
and then the last one, one of the last ones, and it took 3 years to clear my name for that one
Wow.
with Ethical Standards Committee. Had nothing to do with the arrest, just transporting old mate. He was being a pain in the backside. Walked out of the station with him. We had the big bus, what we call the big bus, big sprinter, wouldn't fit underneath. You could fit 8 people in it. So walked him out the side door. He's dropped himself, like
Like a sack of potatoes.
yeah. So I said, mate, get up. He goes, no, but he was on drugs and all that sort of stuff, and he was a pain in the backside inside. So a sergeant came with us just to, make sure he behaved himself. So I used pain compliance, the old knuckle behind the ear, and and he got up and all sort of stuff. So he walked down the stairs, and the thing is parked there, the van, hit the remote, and I'm talking, with the Sarge and the offsider. And I've opened the door and I'm talking, and I can still hear it. I could hear this, the rig back off the nostril. And I'm talking, and I've turned around and he spat at me. He was shorter, and it's gone straight in my mouth.
Oh.
Straight in my mouth. I just became violently ill straight away, just a thought. And because you think straight away, here we go again, communicable disease test again, because as soon as you get that, you can't be intimate with the wife. If you ever cut yourself at home, you got to be careful with the kids to make sure they don't touch your blood and all that.
Oh, wow.
So for 3 months.
3 months?
You got to, and I had 3 of them in a period of within a year. So I just immediately, my brain just snapped, and he was handcuffed, and I just hit him,
wow.
So he wouldn't do it again. And I took my knuckle out, and his two teeth were half hanging out, and all that sort of stuff, and and then but it took 3 years to clear my name. Even police prosecutions reckon he didn't spit at me. Yet footage shows, very grainy, shows him spitting. So even your own prosecution, even the QPS wouldn't back you up.
Wow.
And that's one of the reasons I also left.
So you were an angry man.
I became an angry man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the negativity.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like been building up since you were here from a kid.
Yeah.
Just
the thing is,
constantly niggled at.
Yeah. And then, like when I did that little snippet in church testimony, I was sexually abused.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the age of about 12 till about, it went on for nearly 5 years.
Wow. You don't have to say who.
No. But so that always in the back of the mind. But I stuck it away. Stuck it away.
Deep down. Just put it deep, eh?
Yeah.
Bury it even.
Yeah. So it's just, it was, and I met Alison, my lovely wife.
Yeah.
Our second marriage and all that sort of stuff. I met her in the job.
Yeah.
And she, police officer as well. She's been to hell and back numerous times. With the PTSD and all that sort of stuff. And my boss didn't want me to leave, but I put my family first. My family's more important. I decided to look after my family and look after Al, because he spent 9 weeks, up Belmont and all that sort of stuff, and in and out of, So, but like I said, the last year that I was in the job, I became a Christian.
Okay. How old were you then? Like, that's 5 years ago, is it?
2014/15. Yeah, so
6 years ago.
6 years ago. So I'm 53 this year.
So when you're 47.
Yeah, 47.
How does Jesus find a 47-year-old angry man? Like, how does that? How did that push through?
Well, the thing was, because, as you know, Alison, she's grown up as a Christian.
Sure.
All her life. And for the years that we were together, she had been burned by a couple of churches. So, but then she never pushed the issue, but I knew that she was missing, like worship and all that sort of stuff. And then it was one Easter, and I said, let's go to church. Something said in my head, go to church.
Hey?
Yeah.
Are you saying out of the blue?
Out of the blue. Out of the blue.
Because you would never think that.
Never think that. But I just had to say, I said to Al, you know what? Let's go to service this Easter.
What did she do? She'd be like, oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yeah. Virtually. She looked at me, she goes, you serious? I said, yeah. I said, let's go.
47 years old.
It wasn't comfortable. So uncomfortable.
No, that's okay. But never thought of church before.
No.
And you just say, that's really, I feel like that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. So, it was, I don't know, even the boys, like Toko always says, when you came to chapel, he says, and even Walter, yeah, you were standing there, yeah, you didn't want to be there. I said, yeah, I said, put it in perspective. I said, I got burned pretty badly with a Pride church.
Sure.
My first church.
Yeah.
know?
So you went to a church.
Yeah.
Don't say the names or
No,
anything,
no.
but you went to a church.
Yeah.
You had an encounter with Christ of some sort.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And that was before all the struggles that Alison had.
Right. Okay.
And, you know, I was struggling at one stage when I was going there, and I was looking after, 5 kids.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And I was, I left the job, I was working and then visiting my lovely wife in the hospital up at Brizzy, and then having to come back. And, the eldest daughter at home would make sure that the other kids were organised and all of those. I would come home.
So you're pretty...
Yeah, and apparently Al sent a message saying, hey, can you just make sure my family's okay? Matt's really struggling. He won't ask for help, blah, blah, blah. And it never happened.
Wow.
It never got. And then we had a meeting with one of the senior pastors. And to this day, I just think, man, why are you even a senior pastor? This is what he said to me. He says, Matt, what do you want us to do? And I said, hey, what sort of a question is that? I said, all was asked, not by me, because I said, it's just my, it could be because I'm a male, and just tough frontage and all this sort of stuff. But my wife asked
for some help.
For some help.
Right, okay.
And he said, well, maybe we can't help you in that way and all this sort of stuff, And I just, maybe this is not the right church for you, And I just shook my head and I just thought, wow, And then Alison was really cut with that,
So that was your first church, not
not Alison's church.
Okay, so then, that's a bit yuck.
Yeah.
Then, okay.
So I stopped going. I thought, well, you know what? It doesn't need this. If this is what church is all about, and I said, so if this is what Christianity is all about, I said, I'll drop it and I'll just go back to it.
But you gave your life to the Lord?
I got baptised.
You got water baptised?
At that
wow.
church. Yeah.
Wow. So there's something in Christ you were born again, like there's this there's this truth, there's this love, grace, but then there's this yuck experience, I suppose, or
yeah. And then
so you were done with church, but not with the Lord.
Not with the Lord. I was just and I said, what's this all about, And she couldn't explain it. And then she had a meeting one-on-one with the pastor that started the church. And then, she still has respect for him, but she just couldn't believe what he said. And he said, Alison, if it wasn't for this church, Matt wouldn't be a Christian. And then Alison sort of said, turned around, and she said, if it wasn't for this church, Matt still would be at church.
Yeah, right.
And still go to church.
Yeah. Wow.
So, and look, no hard feelings. I see him at the shopping centre all the time.
Yeah,
I say hello. It was all good.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't the church for us. We had a 12-month break.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, because that's your first experience, right? So you're like...
I go, wow.
Wow.
We go, wow, yeah.
Did it bring you back to Catholic days? Like,
yeah, and what I found with this particular church was if you did not conform while wearing certain clothing,
right?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So it's not, and it was just, it was all front.
Yeah.
It's just image. It was all about the image, And look, all churches got their purposes and all that sort of stuff. So, good on them.
It's all good.
Look,
So then, so you're out this year out. So what's that look like? You're just working, pushing with the kids.
Yeah, just
it's full on.
Full on. I was still catching up with people like Bronwyn,
nice.
Michelle, and all that sort of stuff. And they're the two people that sort of said to Al, when you come to chapel, and then we just and Al said, oh yeah.
Were you growing in the Lord? or you're pretty?
No. Well,
Okay.
see, I wasn't even because I'm not an avid reader. That's one thing. So I wasn't even doing anything in relation to reading
Okay.
the Bible. Nothing.
So
like
you're giving your heart to the Lord.
Yeah.
You're being water baptized, but there's no sort of
No.
seed being sown.
No, they weren't not in. They weren't interested, you know. And the thing was, when Al and I got together, we didn't get married straight away. We were
Right.
living together, and then they've gone. Oh, you can't live like that together. You know, you gotta, And we got married while we belonged to this church.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got married and did all that sort of stuff at the service and all that sort of stuff. But and then all the other stuff happened. We left. But then we sort of came to chapel, and it was so relaxed. And it was and honestly, what really blew my mind was we had the 4 kids at that stage. Justin at that time was already out of home. Was the day that we came was breaking bread. I still remember it.
Yeah, shared lunch together.
Yeah. And you sat at the table with our kids and spent over half an hour at least, if not more, getting to know our kids in that. And I said, when we left, I said, wow, this is home.
Wow.
I said, this is different. This is,
It would have been a barrier for you to even.
I wasn't happy. I was coming in and I thought, this is going to be the same again. This is all this.
That was your language, but
Yeah.
when Ali was saying, "Come on, let's just go."
Yeah. It was just sort of, I said, that's all the same. But look, and because husband and wife, and because she grew up all, and I
Yeah,
thought,
sure. Okay,
let's
let's give it a go.
give it a go. And then, and then we went and we love it. And we
So it's been like 4 years,
longer,
nearly 5 years,
five and a bit now.
and you're growing. You feel like you're growing on the Lord.
Yeah. I just think we're doing incredible things. I just love where we're at. I love where Al's at, and I love where I'm at. Besides, because I run my own business, but besides that, we do the banquet courses and all that sort of stuff, and I love it. I just love the challenge of people that are struggling, people that are hurting, and I've had Matty Austin working with me occasionally, and he said to me one day, we were driving home, and he goes, mate, he says, you're speaking to people on job sites. I said, what do you mean? I said, no. He goes, yeah, you do. And because you start talking, and for some reason, you start talking to people that are struggling. For some reason, I start struggling, and that's straight away. They just don't ask questions, but they talk about their struggles, their marriage, or whatever they're struggling with, and so it's just, I think God is just doing amazing things.
He is, man. Hey,
and it's just, we're one church on the coast of many, you know,
sure,
and we all want to do the same thing, and just let people know what God is doing to us for us, But every church obviously has got a different
focus or whatever.
Focus or whatever, all that sort of stuff. So, but no, I just enjoy it. I enjoy the fellowship at a chapel. It's.
Have you? You've never. Well, no, that's a bad word. Never. Good friendships, growing up, would have been a struggle because first you didn't speak much English. And
then, very difficult.
And then moved and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
the police force was a camaraderie, like you're good friends because
it's a different family.
Yeah,
because
you have to look after each other.
And I had an Alison. And I think the funny thing is, when you get female, it doesn't happen with the males, but female officers, if they are, as in gay, you find them in the job for some reason. They're in there. Best officers to work with.
Yeah,
but I had a what Alison would call a work wife,
right?
great lady to work with. We worked really well as a team.
Yeah,
and all
great.
that sort of stuff. But the team that we were in was one big family. So
Yeah.
on the days off, on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night, we would go to someone's house
Right.
and play poker.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
You know, it's just no
family.
partners, just so it's just a team, and it's guys, girls, and playing poker till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and just a bit of a de-stress,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. So
But now, like friendship for you now,
friendships,
you got some good friends now.
I've got great friends, but then I would also say I've got family.
Wow.
Okay, I don't speak. I've got a brother, but I don't speak to him.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got some really, I'll call family.
Wow.
And, to the stage where I'll do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite rich.
Yeah.
I find that powerful.
it's and look, I'll admit, you're one of.
Man.
No, because
Yeah, man.
I struggled.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
And we used to have coffees once a week, and you helped me through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
Yeah, in relation to when I got obviously telling about the sexual abuse and all that sort of stuff, and it just and I'll just see you, you're up there on Sunday mornings, and you bring the word, and you know what, it's just when you're up there, I just listen. That's it. For some reason, it's strange, but it's just family. It's just family, family to me.
It is,
Yeah. And my mum, although she doesn't go to church, she came a couple of times when she was,
that's right.
and and she's just glad that I'm
Yeah. You're home.
there, home.
Yeah. Because there is a brotherhood.
Oh,
There's a real rich.
oh, today's an example. There was four of us going for, Mike. Today, I think he did 2 kilometres, training prior to this. But there was 4 of us on it. Yeah, it was fantastic.
That's awesome. And you had the night together and
dinner
and
and
stuff.
all of that stuff. It was fantastic.
So good.
Yeah. So no, good laughs and good memories and all of that stuff. And like the mountain bike last year.
Oh, that was sick.
Roomy.
That's it, bro.
Roomy.
No, it's awesome. We really. I just love seeing the journey.
Yeah.
I love seeing the journey through the thick and the thin.
Yeah.
Hard times, the good times.
Yeah.
And you've stuck it out, man.
I mean, I could have.
It hasn't been easy.
Don't get me wrong. I think through COVID,
yeah,
it was very difficult. And
yeah,
and I've said this to you. You know, we went to check that.
That
different church. But when we sort of met and and then started, he said his spiel, and I looked when we drove home. Al and I said to each other, "It is that other church all over again." He was just talking about, I want to build a business, blah blah blah. The whole what you call it, networking business, and I want to do this. And I'm going. When we're driving home, I said, forget it. I said, but I think COVID was just difficult, and I think it was just, I think everyone struggled. I think.
Yeah.
But I said, nah, just you know what? I said, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's good.
I enjoy.
That's cool.
Yeah, I enjoy what we got, and the people that we got around us. It's just honest people. Yeah. No BS.
Yeah.
I struggle with BS.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome, and it is a journey that involves people, eh?
Yeah. Totally.
And Christ works through people. The Spirit of God works through people, and He works through you. Like Austin said to you.
Yeah.
You're encouraging people, you're helping facilitate, great courses, and you're giving out. I mean, who would have thought 5 years ago?
Yeah, totally.
This angry man.
Angry man standing at the back going.
But
Body
now-
language is totally.
I know, man.
Don't go near him.
But now this is like your home. You just treat it like home, and you love.
And I'm
people.
not. And I used to be. I used to be. I never used to tell people outside of church that I was a Christian.
Yeah.
I don't care now.
Yeah. That's it, man. Wow.
I'm a Christian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
believe
cool.
in him. Yeah. He died for us. Isn't
Wow.
he? Yeah.
That's so good. Well, I appreciate you sharing and
No, my pleasure.
just hearing a bit more about the journey, you know. The snapshot was awesome.
Yeah.
But extending it out, extended plays, just
Extended play. That was good.
it's really good.
It's really
Just
good.
chill and talk and hear a bit more. So thank you,
My pleasure.
Matthew,
Thank you for having me.
Stuart, George. Nijman.
Oh.
Bless him, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers.